Several years ago, a story about comedian Jerry Seinfeld became popular because of a simple suggestion that he offered to a young comedian. In fact, the story became so popular that Seinfeld's advice is now commonly referred to as the Seinfeld Principle. He told me to get a big wall calendar that has a whole year on one page and hang it on a prominent wall. The next step was to get a big red magic marker. He said, for each day that I do my task of writing, I get to put a big red X over that day. After a few days, you'll have a chain. Just keep at it and the chain will grow longer every day. You'll like seeing that chain, especially when you get a few weeks under your belt. Your only job next is to not break the chain. Don't break the chain, he said again for emphasis. You've probably heard this idea before in other forms, and maybe you've even tried it yourself. It's as simple as marking each day that you succeed with the habit you're developing until you have a streak of consecutive days. The secret behind this method is that once you have a streak, it acts as a motivating force for you to continue the habit. After all the effort you've put in, you wouldn't want to break the streak, would you? The streak method, or Seinfeld Principle, is especially useful for turning simple behaviors into habits. It works well if you're trying to write a joke every day or get back to flossing your teeth regularly. I highly recommend measuring a goal this way if you're tackling a fairly easy behavior. In fact, I used this method to create a flossing streak that lasted for over a year. For significant life changes, in particular, tracking a streak isn't the best method for creating a habit. By tracking a streak, you only have to outcomes each day, success or failure. You can achieve your desired behavior to continue the streak, or fail to achieve your behavior and break the streak. When you focus on a streak of success, you overlook the fact that setbacks are a natural part of the process of creating a new habit. As an example, let's take what is arguably the number one life change that people want to make: losing weight. In order to lose weight, maybe you decide that you will completely eliminate sugary soda from your diet. You use the Seinfeld Principle, and every day that you go without soda you make a big X on a calendar. However, eventually you have a stressful day at work, and to console yourself in the evening you go to dinner and order a large glass of Coke. And what happens next is even worse. You feel so guilty about giving in and breaking your streak. You resort to old habits to console yourself further. You may even give up on your new Coke-free lifestyle altogether. The incident that I just described is so common that it has an actual psychological diagnosis. It's called the abstinence violation effect. In short, it's the guilt or shame that we feel after we've succeeded with a good behavior for a long time but eventually give in to temptation. The term is frequently used for drug and alcohol, but the principle certainly applies to other habits as well. When you're trying to make a serious behavior change, you can't expect to succeed all at once. Occasional setbacks are a normal part of the process of developing new habits. So you'll want to measure your progress using a method that takes this into consideration. There's no doubt that measuring your performance will help you improve. If you add some simple quality control to the good habits you do each day, you'll immediately begin to see results. For an easy tracking method, try out Seinfeld's well-known streak principle and see how long you can make the chain. But remember, the streak method can have negative implications when you use it for complex behavior change.